Hey guys, I thought I'd make a video about the slight adaptations I've been able to make, and I've had to make, in order to live with cerebral palsy, going on 40 years now. The video accidentally cut off before, so this is my second attempt. I apologize. The biggest adaptation that I had to do, that I can remember, is I was actually prescribed a horse as a child. Apparently riding a horse helps to teach balance and coordination in a safe way. So I grew up with a horse. I had an Appaloosa. His name was Cherokee. I had him until he died, a long time. That was a big one. I also had a physical therapist that would come to my school to see me. I don't know what program or what sort of insurance allows that now, but that's what happened for me when I was a kid. I did that until I quit in my junior year because I was constantly missing classes. I was constantly falling behind, and I reached the point where I felt like my disability was getting in the way of my regular life, and I was tired of it, so I quit. It was really important to me not to feel excluded. I grew up surrounded by cousins. They all lived literally houses down from me. And I have, of course, my two brothers, and being disabled is hard enough without feeling like you're isolated as well, like you can't participate because of your disability. So my parents, of course, taught me how to ride a bicycle using the training wheels and a regular bike, and eventually when I got old enough that the training wheels should come off, I still couldn't balance on a regular two-wheel bicycle. So my parents got me a three-wheeled adult-sized tricycle, and I loved that thing. I rode it everywhere. I did it. I loved it, and if I could still do it where I'm living right now, I would. That was huge for me. It gave me a freedom that was so important. I got to be included with my friends and my family members. And as a disabled person, you already grew up feeling isolated, so it's really important to do what you can to make someone feel included. And then, of course, there's the small things. I was diagnosed with a condition called positional vertigo at the age of, I think, 16 or so. Pretty much what happened was I woke up in the morning, one morning, and I couldn't move my head without the room going in circles. So, of course, I thought it was just maybe an ear infection or a sinus infection, so I stayed in bed for about 5 days, and then I went to the doctor, who proceeded to tell me that I essentially have what's little tiny crystals or bone fragments inside the fluid in my inner ear, and those are what was displacing the fluid and causing the dizzy spells. However, if this was removed, if he went in there and removed those fragments, I would essentially lose my hearing. I wasn't willing to do that. So I've been living with benign positional vertigo since I was about 16 years old. That's when I started walking with a cane. That, I have to say, it seems small walking with a cane, but that was a big change for me. I used to leave it places because I didn't remember to bring it because I just wasn't used to taking it with me. So it was really tough to have constantly have this thing in my hands to be able to walk. Even now I'll forget it, but my husband will usually let me use him as a cane anyway, on his arm, or let me brace to go up and downstairs. God love him for that, because a lot of people wouldn't put up with it, but he does it, so I'm thankful for that much. The problem with it, though, is that the vertigo compounds my already difficult balance and coordination, because with it already being diminished due to the brain damage, now I've got things spinning in circles, and it's really, really hard. I'll go into the specifics of that in another video, because it's a really in-depth condition that encompasses basically every condition that I have, which is multiple at this point. Yeah, but the only advice, the biggest advice I could give you if you are a parent with a child with this disability, with cerebral palsy, is do what you can to adapt the surroundings so that the child doesn't feel isolated. Even small things like a cane or an adult tricycle, or adapting things so that it's easier for them to get from point A to point B. It's huge for their mental state and for their emotional well-being, and if I could give you any advice, it would be that. Take the time to adapt the surroundings to make it easier on them, because life with a disability is really, really hard. I'll go into more in the next video, but I just wanted to say that. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.